right,
There it go.
jump.
There it go. There it is. We here again for another one. Philly Uncensored Sports Podcast. Catch us on our platforms. YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, Twitter, iTunes. Check us out. Like, subscribe, share, listen to us. Milwaukee did it. The Bucks did it. They won Game 3, man. To me, this was a must-win game. Like I said in Game 2, all Giannis needed was a little bit of help. And he got it in the form of Drew Holiday. In the third quarter, Drew Holiday exploded on the scene, hit a couple threes, helped stretch that lead. Milwaukee never looked back. They never looked back, man. It was a team win, but Giannis again carried the bulk of the load with 40 and 10. What do you have? 41 and 10, 11, something like that. Another 40-10 point by Giannis. He's looking unstoppable out there, man. Hats off to Giannis. Playing on a hurt knee and everything, man. He's still putting in work. But Drew showed up. Drew showed up, man. He needed a little help. Drew showed up. Middleton showed up a little too. I want him to do a little better. I'm surprised how many threes though Milwaukee has been missing the entire series. They still trying to find a shot. But Game 3 is in the books. Hopefully it's a game, man. What do y'all see? What y'all see from this game?
Well, I mean, I kind of expected this. I expected the Bucks to win, and I expected them to win it in kind of, I want to say easy fashion, but not necessarily easy. It's kind of comparable to the Suns won the last game. It was like they kept them at arm's length, even though the Bucks had a bigger lead. The Bucks. The Suns tried to make it. I didn't expect as much from the Suns role players as they got tonight. Devin Booker was off. Next game is going to be interesting. Next game tells a whole lot where it is. Next game I think is going to be a tough game, but as of right now I still see Phoenix in 5. That's just right now, but it could very easily if Bucks win the next game is 7.
That's a good point, though, Wayne. Mikal Bridges. Back to earth today. Is this the real Mikal?
Sure.
I think it might be somewhere in between. I mean, he only had 4 attempts. But that's what I'm saying in the last game. That's what I'm saying. It's hard to tell. You see, when teams go home, the role players, the secondary players step up. So like you said, Mikal Bridges, he got that stuff at home. On the road, 4 points, shooting 2 for 4. Like you know what I'm saying? Like what is that? Why are you only shooting that amount? Booker went 3 for 14. I mean, Chris Paul was consistent. Excuse me, what he been doing. Ayton was getting off somewhat, but foul trouble hindered him. So he wasn't even somewhat. He actually was getting off. Like I said, to me, I just don't see Booker. You don't expect this from Booker. You don't expect. Bridges play horrible, but you don't expect what Booker did, and I don't expect Booker's going to get that kind of game again.
Hold on, was he off? Was it something? Or was it something Milwaukee was doing?
I don't know. Did you see something that they was doing?
I mean, they did play some more zone.
Huh?
I think he was playing zone, but he seemed more off to me than anything.
I'm about to say zone to help the shooter more than anything else. So I honestly think he was off.
But in the playoff game. On the road, this is where your superstars got to shine, because we know that role players always struggle on the road. So you need your superstars to come up, and Devin Booker 10 points is unacceptable on the road.
You got another game. Listen, I understand, but you have another game. This ain't game 7.
Your star should not score only 10 points on a road game in the playoffs.
On any game in the playoffs, your star shouldn't be dropping 10 points.
But hold on. He didn't even play enough minutes to get more.
He got
maybe if he'd have played better.
He didn't get 30 minutes.
He played 26, I think.
29.
Almost 30 minutes.
29. He was 3 for 14. Yeah. Terrible shooting. 1 for 7 from 3.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna see that again though.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't either. I don't think that is. I think next game is going to be a war. I mean, pardon whatever other phrase you want me to use or whatever. Next game is going to be a drag them out type game, and I think Phoenix. I'm not going to say Phoenix took their foot off the gas, but you saw more of a desperation / urgency with the Bucks because they had to win this game. If
They
the
must
Bucks had
win.
not won this game, it was
Must
over.
win.
Yeah.
Is Milwaukee? I mean, is Phoenix really just letting Giannis go 1-on-1 and not letting nobody else beat him? You think that's their game plan? That's what it looked like to me.
They have nobody that can match up with
Yeah, but I
Giannis.
don't see a lot of doubling and trapping either. Every now and then somebody come over, but I think they're more concerned about the wing shooters beating them than they are
Yeah,
about
I think that would
Giannis.
be the smart play. That would be the smart play. If Giannis is inside and too much, you foul him, let him shoot free throws. But you don't want these other guys to get off. Like what I'm saying. You don't want. And Drew balled tonight, like you said. Drew started off shaky, but Drew finished, and Drew kind of did that the last couple games. It seemed like Drew was getting off to these.
Drew stunk the last couple games, whole games.
No, the last game, Drew actually played solid in the third and fourth. Drew. What are you talking about? Drew played solid in the third when they was trying to make a comeback. In it, Drew was balling. He stunk early on though. That's what I'm saying. Drew is. It seems like Drew was struggling early on in games, and then he's in the second half. He's playing better.
I don't know. I like Drew too, man. I like his defense. He come to play. He'll give you defense. He did good job on Paul, still bottling Paul up, bothering him, pestering him. That's what you want to see because you don't want to see him. You don't want him just come up easily and get into their sets. Chris Paul was off a little bit too, man. A little jumper wasn't falling.
Yeah.
Remember last game, Drew Holiday started off like 1 for 6, and he ended up shooting like 7 for 21. So I mean, like I said, I thought
Middleton really stunk to that game. That's right.
Yeah.
Middleton stunk. But I'm telling you, if Giannis get a little bit of help, I could see this going to 7. I can see it going 7. 7.
I don't think Milwaukee will win on Phoenix floor this series.
They can still go 7. That's 7.
It could, but that's why I'm saying next game is pivotal because I don't think Milwaukee wins. I mean, me saying that means I still think Phoenix wins in 7, but I think that's why I'm saying I gotta see the next game.
Miss, I was going to say that too. That was one of my points. One of my notes I had written down. Middleton did play the point more. To me, Drew sometimes he dribbles too much. He slows the team down a little bit. It was good to see Middleton getting the pick and roll, find people, get some pops, hit some threes. That was good to see. Sometimes the offense needed a little change. It was getting a little bogged down. I don't know what's going on in Drew head and Drew Wills, but that was a good switch. About time the coach did something. The coach was getting killed. He needed to make a move, and that was a good move.
EC, what you talking about with Cam Johnson? You talking about the dunk?
Yeah, that dunk was
nasty. Talking about the poster? Woo! I agree with the call too. That joint was nasty.
Yeah, it was. Do y'all think because Monty Williams after the game he was complaining about the fouls? He said that their team collectively only took 16 free throws, and Giannis had 17 by himself.
That's what happens though, because remember the first game, Booker took a ton of free throws.
And
Milwaukee can play, but you got to remember Giannis plays a different game. Did Giannis take one jumper that game? He might have took one, but you see where he was playing. He was attacking the entire game. When you attack, you're going to get calls. Devin Booker's a jump shooter and was still getting calls. Giannis go hard, man. You expect somebody to attack to get more calls, don't you? Than a jump shooter.
I'm talking about the team, though. The team only scored 16, only went to the line 16 times as a collective.
They at home.
You still got to be a little fair. That's too biased.
Hold on. Let me look at, because it's interesting. They first game, right?
I mean, it don't help when Ayton can only plays 24 minutes because of foul trouble. I mean, it's not just about how many foul shots somebody get, but it's who's getting fouls called on them. So.
The first game, Milwaukee took 16 free throws, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Phoenix took 26, kind of like the night, right?
What was the second game, though? But I mean, I agree with some of the calls in the early part of it, but I thought Phoenix was the more aggressive team in the first game, too.
Yeah. And Milwaukee was more aggressive in this game. Don't you agree?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have no problem with the foul calls. I
don't either.
I think they went with how the gameplay was.
The arm extension is ridiculous, and they do a lot. Chris Paul always did that his whole career, though.
I actually didn't think that was off ball on the replay.
You didn't think it was offensive foul?
I at first I was like, oh, that's clear. I even called it out when they did it, but when I look back at it, I didn't think he really extended that much. I think the guy just was in a bad angle and took a fall, but I couldn't argue with the call because I would have made the same call as a ref.
They doing it. I mean, Trey. It started bothering me when I seen Trey do it so much. Yeah. Against my beloved Sixers.
I'm tripping, Wesley. Hey, Wesley, stop trying to start stuff. stop trying to start stuff. Ask about Ben.
The arm push up, but you got to get it. You can extend it, but you can't. Hey, Chris Paul did all kind of extend a little bit on that one. I mean, maybe it was inadvertently, but
I see that corny joke that they sold to the SBs with
That was corny. The joke on Ben Simmons was corny.
It was a corny joke, but
building bricks, building houses. Yeah. Ben brought that on himself, man. He don't have nobody to blame but himself. So stop trying to defend him.
Hey, Miz, I agree. I do think Giannis does. I do think Giannis is an offensive foul machine. I think he does almost all the time down there. That's where I would have the problem with the calls they give him when they give them out. Because my thing is, if you're forcing the contact, I don't think that you should necessarily get the benefit of the calls like that. If you're forcing the contact, like I know whenever I play, I know I would play aggressive, but I also didn't call ball a lot. I'm like, if I'm going in there and that's the way I'm playing, I'm expecting it's going to be physical play. So that being, I expect the same thing as if I'm playing defense on somebody. If they're attacking and playing physical, I should be able to play physical defense. So I don't, but I do think that they kind of looking at it like they're expecting Phoenix to foul Giannis, so they're giving Giannis these calls. But like Ethan said, they are at home and they're in a must-win situation. You got to expect that the Bucks are going to get the benefit of the calls in this game.
I think it's extremely hard in a defender. I heard they was talking about looking at some rules, looking at some changes for the offense. Like which one of the ones that you jump into somebody with the pump fake?
I hate that. I hate that one.
I still don't like the swipe through. I think they need to look at the swipe through. Swipe through to me is the same thing.
That's gonna hurt us.
Because B use it all the time. But you throwing your arm. They gotta get they gotta get this fouling under control though. It's under control. Like the way Harden does it and Trey does it, the way they throw themselves in the defenders. You have to give somebody an opportunity to play defense. You taking I know offense wins, offense sells tickets, but you're taking everything away from the defender, man. You got to give them a chance to play defense.
But see, I don't. The swipe through to me, I don't know. I guess I just disagree because to me, the swipe through, if somebody's reaching their hand in, like you're trying to reach your hand in and disrupt, you're disrupting. You're in the way of my movement. Like to me, you shouldn't. If you can reach your hand in like that, then you should be able to pull it back if somebody wipe or swipe and hit the ball. I don't.
But the swipe through is not a natural motion. It's not a natural shoot.
But it is though. A swing through is a natural motion to create space.
No, you're throwing your arm and you're throwing you move. You're actually throwing your arm into the defender's arm. It's not a natural motion.
But if you're reaching into my space, I'm trying to clear through like that. It ain't like now.
What they do is they clear through and go for a shot. That's not a natural motion.
But that is you go up. You do go up to clear space.
You like that? Show me your shot.
There's a lot of people that shoot like that.
Show everybody that whack shot.
But I agree with you. But that's why they don't give them foul shots on that anymore. But I do think that it's a foul if they're invading the space and you. So if somebody's trying to take off and take that move, you're swiping. You're hitting their arms. You can't hit their arms while they're trying to make a move. Now I agree with when they took. I agree with you about the shooting part. They shouldn't get free because that's not a natural shooting motion. But I still think that it is a foul because you're invading that person's space. You're not giving them room to move.
Oh, I don't have an opportunity to play defense. What you mean? I'm not giving you? I ain't supposed to let you move.
That ain't true. Opportunity to play defense. You have to allow space. You can't just be all up in somebody and on them like that where they can't even make a natural.
Listen, you got to give the defender. That's why
somebody has that unit.
They looking at the calls. They looking at them.
Are they reaching in? Are they reaching in when they got their hand in like that?
No, they just got their hand there. They're not reaching.
No, they are. They reaching in. That's how come when the swing comes through, it's hitting them.
No, they're not reaching in.
So they doing like this and getting a swipe through when they.
You know why a reaching is called? Because you actually hit them. It's because you hit somebody.
Right. So if you're reaching in and then they make a move and you hit them, it's a foul.
But
that's what I'm saying.
You're throwing yourself into my hand. It's different, bro.
You're making a move and you're just saying like that. Like I said, to me, I
think it's whack.
Get shot, but you still, Tell me you all right.
Y'all still got.
We talked about Danny Green last week too. Danny Green comments on who said that? Easy. How you say that? We talked about Danny Green comments on what he said about Philly fans. Yeah, I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah, we did.
I don't agree with Danny Green. What DG said. He might not even be back here next year just because of that. He might know he's out the door to say something like that. But he did supposed to offend about what he said. He's supposed to defend his teammate, but by taking shots at Philly fans, I don't know if that's the right way to do it.
But the spend 4 days, the Philly media spent like 4 days trying to trash the boy Danny Green. It wasn't nothing to report on the news, so they just spent 4 days trashing him, and by way of trashing Ben and everybody else in the Sixers for the way they played.
Tim, you reporting from a bunker?
I am.
All right, wait. Let me ask you this, Ethan. You got the problem with the swipe through, so you think they should put the hand check back in? Should they be allowed to hand check again?
They can hand check, but the swipe through is you're forcing contact. You're not giving the defender should have space too. So whose space is it?
The defender does have space, but
space is so if I'm near first, it's not my space. Then it's yours. You automatically get the space.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but I just don't think I think you're reaching in and invading that space. So if you're in that,
I can have my arm out and you can just throw your hand into it and get a foul.
If you have your arm, then what is your arm out there for? So your arm just there, or your arm is there to try to hit the ball out?
My arm is there to try to defend.
No. Don't do that move. Don't do that move. It's for both. Don't do that move. We're not talking about your arms up like this. That's different. I agree with you up there. Now, if somebody got their hands up like this and you swipe through and hit their arms, it shouldn't be a foul. It should be offensive. But if somebody has the ball in an attack position and you're reaching over into there to put your hand to try to disrupt all that, if you get hit, if they go to swipe through to make a move, it should be a foul call, in my opinion.
Listen, it's just like the pump fake when somebody jumps straight in the air, you jump into them. It's the same thing.
And I don't think, but that's not the same thing.
Yes, it is.
It's not a natural ball movement, though. It's not a natural ball movement.
What's not?
The whole swipe through thing.
It absolutely is. What are you talking about?
I don't want to hand check back.
What are you talking about? That's not a swipe through.
First of all, it never left Ethan. That hand check never left Ethan. He's always continue playing with the hand check rule.
Wait, Tim, you telling me a swipe through is not a natural basketball movement?
No, it's a play it's a play. Embiid do not be in the act of shooting. He knows he's about to get fouled. But they're not giving foul shots, so they're not calling it an active shooting call. They're calling a foul because they're hitting their arms as they're reaching in, and the person is making a basketball move.
Miz, I don't want to get off. I don't want to get off the subject of this. It was a good game. The Bucks.
It wasn't a good game.
We are Sixers fans though, but I don't know if I want to see if I can get more than that Brogdon trade, man. Don't get me. I like Brogdon, but he stay hurt. You know what I mean? He be having issues too with teams. Remember, he's with Milwaukee. He won Rookie of the Year. Ben.
Who they went for him?
Ben.
I'm not trading right now.
Brogdon actually, to be honest with you, he's a better player than Ben Simmons. I mean, you can say what you want about Ben Simmons' defense, but Brogdon gives you more.
Spencer Dinwiddie is a free agent point guard that's going to be available. He asking for 125.
Yeah, so we trade Ben, clear up the cap, and sign him. Trade Ben for Brogdon, clear up the cap, and sign him.
So wait, so how are we clearing up money? We not making an equal value trade?
I don't know. You probably got some. Might get some dudes. Maybe get some dudes you could dump.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how are we getting 100 million out of it? I thought contracts had to match up a little bit.
It got to be at least 85%. I think last time it was like
Right. So how are you? So if it's 85%, how you making 100? How you clearing $100 million off the cap?
No, that's what he wants. He doesn't have $125 million. He's a free agent. But I'm saying I'm thinking if you let Danny Green go and all these people, and then Mike Scott, that's $20 million that they made this year between the two of them. And we got a couple other.
So now you got to rebuild. So now you got to see. I don't mind doing a move like that if you give me Dame Lillard. Don't give me a move like that where you basically got to overhaul your whole roster and you just bringing me back Brogdon. Like if I'm doing something where I'm basically uprooting my whole my whole roster, this team that won #1 seed in the East. If I'm undoing all of that, I need more than just a Brogdon.
No, I was saying for Spencer Dinwiddie as a free agent, like signing him, if we can get under the cap to sign him as a free agent, still have Ben Dinwiddie and B and Tobias.
Listen, let me ask y'all something. Back to the game. Does this chip solidify Chris Paul top 10 point guard?
I had doubt that he was. I already thought he was a top 10.
Yeah, this might get him to top 5. Actually,
top 5.
I mean,
if he loses,
I might have to put him over Stockton if he win one.
Huh?
I might put him over Stockton if he wins one.
I agree.
Yeah. My top point guards is Magic,
Zeke,
Isaiah. I like Isaiah Thomas, man. That's my favorite.
I do too. Magic, Isaiah, Oscar. You got to put them up there when you start.
Isaiah don't get a lot of credit.
I didn't watch Oscar. I can't put him up there.
Me either.
I don't know nothing about him.
Because you ain't watch him. Put him up there.
Yeah, I ain't watching.
I mean, I ain't watched his whole career, but I'd
be fraud if I got here.
He was a big guard.
Was a great
yeah, how much Magic did you watch? You was like what, 5 when Magic was playing?
Doesn't matter.
That Magic played in the 80s.
What'd you say?
Magic played in the 80s.
I mean, we seen Magic. Magic got to 1990, didn't he? Before he got burnt.
Yeah, he did. Before he got diagnosed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if Steph a point guard, man. I don't know. Yeah, Steph's a point guard.
He's listed as a point guard, so you got to put
point
him
guard.
down.
Stockton. If he wins, Stockton will have to go down a little bit. Stockton will have a chip. Everything he accomplished, he don't have the hardware.
Yeah.
To be a top 5 category. You know what I mean? That's like Karl Malone.
He's an all-time assist leader.
He's still all-time great.
That's like Karl.
Percentages wasn't as good as I don't think his shooting percentage is as good as CP3. And CP3, his assists nothing to you know what I'm saying to sneeze at. And he plays better defense. Stockton was a good defensive player, but he wasn't as good as Chris Paul is. So
I think Chris Paul needs this.
I think it's debatable whether Chris Paul is better than Stockton right now. But if he wins a championship, I think in my opinion, it's a clear cut that Chris Paul is better.
In my opinion, Chris Paul don't win this year, he's not coming back. He's not getting back to the chip again.
Probably not.
Why? You don't think Phoenix could get back?
Nah, I don't think they get back next year.
Why?
All the chips fell in the right place. All the chips fell right this year, man. Lakers hurt.
The number 2 seed over.
Clippers hurt. They was number 2 seed.
Yeah, that's what I said. They was the number 2 seed. So you think that was a fluke?
I don't think it was a fluke, but I think everything just fell right. Everything just fell right.
But isn't that how it happens a lot of times, though?
Yeah. That's what I said. He's not. That's why I said he's not. I don't think he's coming back. I don't think he will be to the chip again with him running a team. Now, if he's maybe on somebody's bench later in his career, maybe. But for him,
would you put Chris Paul over Chauncey Billups?
Yes.
Chauncey Billups, y'all go back and
I know Chauncey Billups with Detroit.
Had a phenomenal career.
He had a good 3 years.
He played well for Denver. He played well for Detroit. He had some good years. So I'm asking you again.
We told you. You ain't got to repeat nothing. I just told you.
Because I don't think I still might put Chauncey Billups over Chris Paul.
Why?
Like right now.
What did Chauncey do better than Chris Paul?
He got an NBA championship.
That's a team. That's a team accomplishment.
He was leading that
Yes.
team to a title.
Yeah, CP3 is over Russell Westbrook. I'm sorry.
Wait. You said that he wasn't. Ben Wallace was the leader on that team. Ben Wallace was the engine of that team.
He was
Fear the fro. And then you
down low you fear the fro. But I'm talking about as far as the leader of that team, there was Chauncey Billups.
Chauncey Billups wasn't no more important than Rasheed Wallace, Ben Wallace. That was a
very good team. All right, look. So you got Steph Curry. So your top three got to be Steph Curry, Magic right now, and Isaiah Thomas. Though you can't them three in any particular order. That's your top three.
I mean, we didn't watch the Big O, but he's in there.
I gotta put him in the same way you would put Wilt in, right?
He's in there.
Top centers, don't you? Put
he's in there.
So if you go with Oscar Robertson, then who's your fifth spot?
Hey Tim, real quick, let me run you down some stuff you want to talk about. I'm putting in Chris Paul versus Chauncey Billups. Chauncey got the one ring. They both been to they both played 17 and 16 seasons. All-Star games, Chris Paul 11, Chauncey 5. Billups did get a Finals MVP. All NBA first team, Chris Paul 4 times.
Wait, he got a what? He got a Finals MVP?
Yeah, because it was in the finals. Yeah.
Okay.
But do Iguodala. So do Iguodala. Is he top?
You said the most important player, and the most important player was the MVP, who is Chauncey Billups. Like I told
Who said that was the most important? I didn't say that. So do you think Iguodala was more important in that championship when Golden State won?
That's different.
No, okay. That's my point. But Chris Paul been the assist leader 4 times in his career, been the steals leader 6 times in his career, and Chauncey never ever been a leader in either one of those. Chauncey averages 15 points a game, Chris Paul 18. Rebounds a game, Chauncey 2.9, Chris Paul 4.5. Assists, Chauncey only averages 5.4 assists per game to Chris Paul's 9.4. It's not even a contest.
No, it's not.
It's not even a contest.
All right, assists might be a little something.
Assists is what point guards do.
And he doubles in the steals. Chris Paul averages 2, Chauncey 1. Like, it's no contest. Chris Paul is way better than Chauncey.
Billups was a big shot maker, man, but
field goal percentage, Chauncey Billups 41%, Chris Paul 47%. 3-point percentage, Chauncey got 3.7 to Chris Paul 3.71.
You won that.
All right, that's all. Just tap out next time.
I still want Milwaukee to win though. I want Milwaukee to win a series.
Nah, I don't.
And I was a Chris Paul fan too. I used to like Chris Paul, especially when he was in New Orleans. He was balling. He ain't had nobody over there either. Chris Paul played by himself for a long time.
Yeah, David West. David West was balling.
David West was trash.
He was balling when he was there. Chris Paul made him though.
That's what I'm about to say.
Did David West ever win a chip? Didn't he go somewhere else and win a chip? He did. I feel like he won a chip somewhere.
I gotta look him up. He will. I feel like he did too. On one of them benches somewhere, coming in like the 7th, 8th man off the bench.
Listen, this one. Hold on. You saying Chauncey was more clutch than? I don't know if I agree with that.
Chauncey got a ring to prove it.
Okay.
Finals MVP. He was making big shots in the finals.
I think Chris Paul's So you're talking about just so that one series counts for the whole career?
Yeah, I agree.
Because I think Chris Paul's hit a lot of clutch baskets in his career.
Chauncey was. I remember him being clutch, but he was a clutch player though.
Who?
Chauncey. I mean,
because everybody told you he was big shot.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now. If Chris Paul wins a chip, it's taking Stockton out the top 5. Because right now, this top 5 to me is Magic, Isaiah, Steph, Big O, and if Chris Paul wins a chip, it's Chris Paul.
What about Steve Nash?
He's not in top 5. He's top 10.
So Miz, only fourth quarter counts when you talking about what stats are all putting up. So a guy carrying the team, all the rest. So it only matters in the fourth quarter. I do agree that the fourth quarter is important, but so you telling me if a guy relaxing and not putting up no. Listen, you can say what you want. Chauncey Billups was not a better player than Chris Paul. I
got boys agreeing with me.
Yeah, I don't know how. Listen, we'll see. Chris Paul got to win. And Chris Paul been balling, man. I want to see who they at the end of the series. I want to see who gets the MVP. I want to see
Chris Paul ain't he might get hit big shots this series like he already did.
I want to see between Booker and Paul who they gonna get this MVP to.
It's gonna go to CP3. After that dud, he just
I think they have that yeah, but you never Booker. I mean, Booker come back and ball out of control, and they win this next game in Milwaukee.
Yeah, especially if Booker ball and they win because they
That's
lost.
what I mean, right? And they win this game, so
yeah,
they can turn the tide. We'll see. I mean, we'll see.
Didn't Booker at one point in an NBA game score like 60 or 70 points?
71 or 72, something like that.
He has the ability to do it, to have a crazy game.
Yo, his mid-range game is crazy.
Yeah.
You know,
listen, I know they beat the Lakers, but guess what? They beat the Lakers who was fighting with themselves. It's no way if Shaq and Kobe, Shaq and Kobe is one of the most disappointing tandems in all times in my book. I think that combo, Shaq and Kobe, should have dominated. But because they had petty disagreements and they was worried about who was the big dog and who was this, that, and other, their pettiness lost them that series to Detroit. That's what lost them that series, their pettiness. It wasn't like Detroit balled out and was all this, that, and the other. Not taking nothing from Detroit because they was a great team and they played as a team, but there's no way they beat Shaq and Kobe playing as a team. There's no way they beat.
That's a good point, Chris. I don't know how you say your last name. Tony Parker was better than Chauncey. I agree.
I take Chauncey. I take Tony Parker over Chauncey. Boys hype Chauncey. Chauncey the same boy talking about something he was better than.
You see, you're getting crazy with the CP3 about his mid-range game. Don't be you forgot about Zeke. Zeke mid-range game was nasty.
Yeah, I'm not putting CP3 over Zeke.
No, nobody.
Zeke number 2 behind Magic, in my opinion. And I'm only saying that because I put Oscar up in the top 5 just out of respect for what he's done and the chips he's won and everything else. But I like y'all said, it's not like I follow Oscar's career, but I'm not putting Chris Paul over Isaiah Thomas. People really don't give Isaiah Thomas the respect.
They don't. That was my favorite player growing up, man. I watched a lot of Detroit Bad Boys games, man. When they lost that first finals to the Lakers, I was hot. Young boy, mad about that.
I stomped so hard, I almost broke a coffee table. Almost got beat.
You probably did.
They came back next year and went back to back, though.
They did.
All right. Well, what's the next game? We'll see what happens. Game 5 is important too, man. Game 5, all Giannis.
But this game 4 coming up. Game 4,
Game 4, I mean, all Giannis need is a little help.
But see, this is what I'm saying. You saying that I don't think that it's just that simple because I think that Booker had a horrible game. I don't expect Booker to have a horrible game. Like if Booker plays the way he has been playing, who do you think steps up and makes the difference for the Bucks and plays better? You think Middleton's going to step up and play better? Like I really haven't seen Middleton this whole series. Like
if Drew played like he played tonight,
I mean, didn't Middleton give you like 18 tonight?
And you know who else was key though? Bobby Portis. Remember the night before he only played 4 minutes? I don't know what that was about. Was he hurt? Bobby Portis,
them dudes that just play at home, but on the road he
maybe. Well, that means game 4 is automatic in the books then.
I mean, Bobby had 11 points. He played 18 minutes. He's 4'11". He wasn't great.
He played 4 minutes. What I'm saying is he played 4 minutes the other game.
I mean, he probably only time you probably seen him. Every time you saw him, he probably was making a shot, but everything else he was missing. He's 4'11". That was less than 40%.
Well, like I was saying, like I said earlier to y'all, the Bucks to me they played a better. They moved the ball more. And like we talked about earlier, I like Middleton was running the point because sometimes the ball sticks with Drew Holiday. I don't know why. They moved the ball more. They had more assists this game than they had the first 2 games. They had like 28 this game. The first game they had 21, both games. So that shows they was moving the ball more, swinging the ball more. So they got to do more of that to win. Stop letting that ball stick. Then we can have ourselves a series. I want a long series, man.
I do too. I ain't ready for the NBA.
I ain't ready for basketball to be over yet.
Because we got the second week of September before football season starts. So I need more basketball.
Yeah, listen, I I agree with that stuff. I just don't know how much stock I put into this game. And only saying that to say, I'm saying that to say this is what I expected to happen. But Milwaukee basically had to do this. This is what we knew Milwaukee had to do. I felt like they had to come here. They did what they were supposed to do, though. I felt like they had to come in today and win a decisive game. But that being said, I don't think that Phoenix necessarily had the same energy to match them. I want to see this next game. This next game to me, this next game says a lot to me. But because I think Phoenix pulls this next game off.
Oh yeah, that's right. Before we end, he said something. Team USA losing to Team Nigeria. Was it Nigeria? I gotta make sure I say it right.
Yeah. You know the problem with Team USA? They don't have big men. America don't have big men. All the best big men in the NBA are foreigners. Embiid, Joker, what's the other
Bam?
No, Bam playing with Team USA.
He did, but he's not a US. He's not a citizen, is he?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. For real, if you look at all the best centers in the league are foreigners.
That's
the
true.
Best big men and physical big men that are playing right now for the most part is foreign. I mean, maybe they should have put Cat in there. You know, I don't think they got Middleton coming. Even some of the people like, come on, Kevin Love. I'd rather see Zion Williamson on there.
Kevin Love is on Team USA.
Love is on Team USA.
No wonder they lost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kevin Love.
He can't play.
Team USA shouldn't even be able to. That team is so trash, bro. It's ridiculous.
Was it? Did the coach Mike Brown have anything to do with that though?
He do. He's a good coach. He should have gotten one of the NBA jobs that were available in the offseason. He's sitting there teaching Nigerians how to play ball. And don't forget, they've been playing with each other. They've been playing with each other a lot longer. This team just got together over the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's true, but listen, it's supposed to be the best talent in the world.
It don't matter
in USA. So that's true. That's true.
Remember, they started that whole NBA Nigeria league last year.
Let me read the roster off for you for the American team. You got KD, Dame, Devin Booker. Well, right now, of course, Devin Booker's not over there playing. You got Tatum, Draymond Green.
Oh my God.
Middleton. No, he's not there.
He's not in there.
Drew Holiday's not over there right now. Bam, Kevin Love, Bradley Beal, and Zach LaVine. Do they even have a center? They don't have a center.
Bam.
Well, except Bam. I mean, and is he? Team USA. I just don't think that roster is good enough.
Yeah.
It'll get better once Devin Booker.
It will get better.
How much better is it going? You got these dudes playing in the finals right now. They just been playing basketball. They had a short off season. How much do you think they really going to bring to that playoffs?
Listen, the world
Olympics.
The world is catching up, man.
Yeah,
basketball. The world is catching up. I mean, because you see dudes like Luka come in and dominate. Bede, like you said, Joker, Ben Simmons. You see these dudes come from.
Don't do that. Bogdanovich, Brogdon. Listen, you know what it is though, honestly, and I see that's just like we talking about the NBA basketball, and everybody love these dudes like Trae Young that come in and they bomb all these threes from crazy places and this, that, and the other. But these foreigners coming here playing basketball fundamentally sound and having a skill set. Like, I'm not saying that it's not a skill set to shoot the threes the way that they do or whatever, but America kind of get more into that like one-on-one type hero ball type stuff. Whereas though these guys that come from overseas play more of a team-oriented ball. And if you have talented players that play team ball, it works way better.
And also keep in mind, it's a one game. When this one game, usually in the NBA, it's a 7-game series, and the best talent usually rises to the top. You can easily upset somebody in one game. That happens all the time. Especially
the USA superstar. Nah, they ain't supposed to be upset in one game, bro. I'm sorry.
It happens though.
Did the Dream Team get upset?
That team was a dream team. That was different. You'll never see that type of talent and won ever again on one team. That was different.
The one was comparative that had Kobe, LeBron, KD. Who else they had on there? They might have had Melo. They was balling. They was blowing jokers out too.
But they get you. You
Remember they
don't
was
need.
remember they was comparing that team to the old Dream Team. If y'all remember.
Yeah, in international basketball, you don't need scorers. You need really shooters. You need shooters and a big man. That's how you win in international basketball. Those scorers, they'll play that zone on you. It's just not going to work in the international play. It's just a little.
But the USA guys, they got KD, they got Dame, they got Book, they got Tatum.
Tatum is streaky.
They got Bradley Beal,
very streaky.
Zach LaVine. They got shooters.
They got streaky. They streaky.
What?
Tatum is streaky.
Tatum is very streaky.
Tatum is streaky. Bradley Beal is a scorer.
So wait. So who on these other teams that they got that's great shooters, that's better shooters than these guys?
We don't know the international. We know that they can shoot, but we don't know those international players.
They hit. Then did Nigeria hit like 25 threes on Team USA? So they definitely can shoot.
Yeah, I guess so. If that's what they did.
International play is different than our play, the way we play basketball here in the States.
They coach. Is Pop the coach?
Pop is the coach.
He got to get them together and they got to start playing. They got to play team ball.
I think international ball also is beneficial for big men though too, because the lane is smaller.
Yeah.
So it's like you can actually hang around the paint a little bit more, like on defense and all. You know what I'm saying? But the U.S. don't have a big man that played down in the post.
One go play,
huh?
One B go play. Oh no, B ain't. Yeah, B can't play.
He's Cameroonian, ain't he?
He can't run. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I listen. I was trying to look and see like who's the big men that's American, like big men American born. It's like it really ain't. You know, I'm in this league now.
What's Ayton? DeAndre Ayton.
Bohemian. He's ain't he from the Bahamas or something like that?
Oh, so we can't win.
That's what bro. I'm trying to tell you, the big men are not American citizens.
All right, so we'll be back with y'all. Thanks for Oh yeah, before y'all jump off, like the video so we can get those algorithms up. But thanks again for listening to us. We'll check y'all Wednesday night after the game. I see the Bucks tying this thing up and going. It's gonna be 2-2 heading to Friday.
Bucks
game.
in 6.
I got Suns in 6. But thanks for joining us. We see y'all on Wednesday. We out.
Later.